What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a potential reunion between the New York Giants and James Bradberry. As of course, the former New York Giant was cut last offseason by the Giants to free up some cap space. That's the only reason, and for anyone who thinks differently about that, I mean, you're just wrong. The reason the Giants cut Bradberry was to save, a bunch of millions of dollars, and they had to, spend that money elsewhere to fill some holes on the roster going into last season. So, is this a possibility for Bradberry to return to the Giants? Because, of course, he signed a one-year deal with the Eagles after the Giants cut him, and he had a tremendous season opposite of Darius Slay. And from a Giants perspective, how great would it be to get him back with the New York Giants opposite of Adoree Jackson and beef up that secondary again back to the unit that we had it before James Bradberry left, as it was a very good secondary with James Bradberry. Obviously, there were rough patches and tough times with this Giants secondary this year. And of course, not having Adoree Jackson for a good portion of the season did not help at all. And just ultimately having Bradberry would be fantastic for the Giants. And Bradberry was actually asked about this, a little while ago, and he was asked, about a potential reunion between him and the New York Giants, and he didn't rule it out. He says he's open-minded about the possibility of returning to the Giants. This is what he said exactly. You know what? I try to be an open-minded guy. The possibilities are limitless when it comes to free agency and where I end up. Can't make any promises, but I'm an open-minded guy. So he didn't rule it out. And of course, he's going to look at it from a business standpoint, right? Whatever makes sense for him, whatever, wherever he can get more money. But it's going to be interesting. I just think that he's going to be an expensive player. Ultimately, I don't think he's going back to the Eagles. But at the same time, I don't think he's going back to the Giants. I just think that it's going to be pricey to get him back to the New York Giants. He'll probably cost $13 or $14 million per season on about a 2 or 3 year deal. That's kind of his market. The Giants sign him for 3 years, $39. He probably will make something around that again. And if you're, thinking realistically, for the Giants, we just can't right now pay $15 or so million to a cornerback. I just don't think we have that money right now, and I just definitely don't think the Eagles do either. But would I like Bradberry back? Of course, absolutely. But thinking about it, logistically and realistically, it's not the most, it's not the most ideal for Bradberry, who enjoyed playing against the Giants this year. He did say that. He said kind of a revenge game for him. He got an interception against us in the playoffs, so he had a fun time over there with the Eagles. He had a great season. He was a big part of that defense and the reason why they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, without a doubt. Now, if Bradberry's willing to come back to the Giants on a $7 to $10 million deal for 2 or 3 years, maybe the Giants entertain it. But looking at what the Giants have to do this offseason and some of the guys of our own that we have to bring back, just kind of limits us. It completely limits us in free agency, because we have Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, and Julian Love, 3 big pieces to our football team. Probably 2 of the biggest, that is Barkley and Jones, that we have to retain ourselves, plus a few more. So, don't expect the Giants to come out this offseason and spend, all these millions on, free agents, because it's probably not the most realistic thing. The Giants are going to build this thing up through the draft, and I think we have the right guys to do so. We definitely have the right guys to do that. I'm very confident in saying that. It's going to be a fun season, and a fun off season ahead for the Giants, and I'm going to have you guys completely covered on all of that. But you guys, let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on James Bradberry. Do you think it's possible for him to come back to New York and play for the Giants? On a bit of a cheaper contract. I think it's probably unlikely that he signs for cheap. But anything's possible, and I wouldn't rule it out because maybe he enjoyed his time with the Giants and he sees what they're building and likes it. And if we can give him, or we show him more interest in the Eagles, well, then maybe he, will entertain the New York Giants to play there next season. But that is all I got in this video. You guys can let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the Giants. Like I said, I think it's unlikely that we bring back James Bradberry and that there's a reunion. But hey, he's open to it, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Bradberry would take a little less. But if he's going to make $13 or $14 million, I won't be here. I can guarantee that. But you guys let me know down in the comment section your thoughts. Would you bring back Bradberry, and at what cost? You guys let me know the good stuff down in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new, we'll see you guys on the next video. And as always, let's go Giants.